Have you ever wondered if that sign you've been waiting for isn't right in front of you right now? What if the universe is already trying to communicate, only in a way that you haven't noticed? In this video, I'm going to show you how to recognize that sign, the clear and powerful message that can completely transform your life. Today, you will understand why everything that is happening around you is not by chance. Let's unravel together the secrets behind synchronicities, the challenges that come your way, and most importantly, what the universe is trying to tell you at this very moment. The clock is ticking, and the sign you've been waiting for has finally revealed itself. The question is, are you prepared to receive it? As the spiritual master Jesus Christ said, "He who has eyes to see will see. He who has ears to hear will hear." The time has come to open your senses and align yourself with the truth that is being revealed to you. The universe has chosen you, and the sign you've been looking for has arrived. What will you do with this message? Stay until the end, because there is something that will change the way you see your own journey. The call is here. The awakening is now. Have you ever had the feeling that you've been waiting for something, a message, a sign, but it never seems to materialize? Perhaps you've been looking to the sky for answers, or waiting for an external confirmation, something that comes along to tell you, yes, this is it. Now you're on the right track. But what if I told you that this sign has not only already arrived, but has been around you all along? Yes, you're not dreaming. The sign you've been looking for has already revealed itself, and it's closer than you ever imagined. The truth is that we often get so caught up in expectations of what the sign should look like that we end up blind to what is really in front of us. It could be something as simple as a conversation you've recently had, a string of numbers that keeps popping up for you, or even a persistent feeling that won't leave your chest. That sign you've been looking for can be subtle. It may have manifested itself in small details that the universe has woven throughout your journey, and now it's screaming out for you to recognize it. But to notice it, you need to stop, breathe, and open your inner eyes. This sign isn't just an isolated answer to a question you've asked. It's the direct connection to your mission, the revelation that you are part of something much bigger. And this mission, which often seems distant, is asking for your attention now. Sometimes the universe sends us messages through our own concerns. That feeling that something is missing, or there's something else I should be doing, is the first whisper that the signal is already pulsing inside you. It's as if an invisible key has turned, and suddenly all those doubts, fears, and uncertainties begin to dissolve. The path ahead of you, which seemed hazy, now begins to clear up. But that sign you've been waiting for doesn't just come to comfort you. It comes to provoke movement. The sign is an invitation to transformation, to get out of stagnation and into action. When you accept what is being revealed, everything around you begins to change too. It's as if the universe is just waiting for you to open up and align all the pieces of your life's puzzle. And at that very moment, your perception begins to sharpen, allowing you to understand the messages coming from all sides. Now that the signal has been seen, it's time to take a closer look at how the universe communicates its daily truths. That feeling of imminent change, that something big is about to happen, is unmistakable. It may be subtle at first, like an intuition you can barely explain, but over time, it becomes impossible to ignore. It's as if something inside you has always known that this transformation was on its way, and now it's getting closer and closer. Perhaps you've felt it in the little things, a growing discomfort with routine, a restlessness that won't go away, or even dreams that carry a repeated message. These are the first beats of a drum that heralds a great change. But what causes such a strong sensation? When the soul is about to align with a higher purpose, it begins to vibrate at a higher frequency, and this affects the way you perceive the world. What once seemed ordinary now has a different glow. What once went unnoticed now stands out. This is a sign that your consciousness is expanding, ready to receive something new. Change isn't just external. It starts within you, like a seed that germinates in the dark until it finally breaks through the earth and blossoms. And you feel it because you've been preparing for it for a long time, even if you didn't realize it. All the challenges, doubts, and even moments of apparent stagnation have served to shape you. This inner movement, often silent, is what is now about to manifest in the material world. Nothing you've experienced has been in vain. Every step you've taken, every unexpected bend in the road, everything has been orchestrated to bring you to this very moment. And that's why that feeling that something is about to happen is so powerful. Because you know deep down in your soul that a new phase of your life is about to unfold. This change, however, is not something you can control or force. It happens when you are aligned with your inner truth, when you allow yourself to flow with the universe. Trying to resist, to fight against this feeling of transition, only creates more frustration. What the universe is asking of you now is to surrender to this process. It's not a surrender of weakness, but of trust. Trust that this change, however big or scary it may seem, is exactly what you need to grow and evolve. And as this change approaches, the signs around you start to become even clearer. Perhaps you've already noticed that people, situations, and even thoughts that used to be part of your life are starting to drift away. This is because, for this new phase, you need to let go of what no longer serves you. The pieces are moving, and you are beginning to see the synchronicities that guide you, drawing the path ahead. How many times have you found yourself looking outside for answers, waiting for something extraordinary to finally bring you the clarity you so desperately crave? It's common to believe that the truth will come in the form of a great event, an epic revelation that will change everything all at once. However, the truth is often much closer than we imagine, and more often than not, it's simple yet profound. It's always been there in front of your eyes, but perhaps you've ignored it, expecting it to have another shape, another sound, or another sensation. What happens is that, throughout our lives, we create expectations about how things should be. These expectations end up becoming filters that distort our perception of reality. You may have been so fixated on a specific idea of how the signal should look that you didn't notice the small, constant messages that the universe was sending you. Many of these answers were already present in everyday experiences, in the conversations you had, in the choices you made, and even in your moments of silence. But perhaps you weren't ready to see it, until now. This ignored truth may be manifesting itself in various ways. A pattern that repeats itself in your life, a persistent feeling that you can't shake off, or even a conflict that insists on reappearing. And why do these things keep coming up? Because the universe, with its infinite wisdom, knows that you need to see the truth in order to move forward. It repeats the lessons until you learn them. And it's only when you finally open up to what's in front of you that real transformation begins to take place. Recognizing this truth can be uncomfortable at first. It often reveals areas of your life that you've been avoiding looking at, parts of yourself that need attention. But ignoring this truth only postpones the inevitable. When you start to accept what the universe is showing you, when you remove the veils of the illusion you yourself have created, everything starts to make sense. The clarity that seemed so distant before suddenly appears. You realize that you didn't need big external signs. What you needed was to look more closely at what has always been there. And when you see this truth, you begin to understand that the journey of self-discovery is continuous. There is no endpoint or definitive answer that ends your search. The truth you discover today becomes a new path for new revelations tomorrow. And so you go on, ever more aware that the universe isn't hiding secrets from you, it's just waiting for you to be ready to see them. When the pieces start to fit together, you realize that fate is actually revealing itself through these coincidences that were never coincidences. Have you ever wondered why certain things seem to line up so precisely that they seem impossible to be just coincidences? Moments when you think of someone and they call you back, or when something you've wanted for a long time finally happens in an almost magical way. These situations, which many would call coincidence, are actually signs that something bigger is in motion, the gears of the universe working in favor of your destiny. What we often call coincidence are the synchronicities that the universe uses to guide you. When you are attentive, you begin to realize that these coincidences are not mere accidents. They have a purpose. Synchronicities are like little coded messages, a reminder that you are on the right path or subtle guidance to adjust your course. The more aligned you are with your inner truth, the more these signs appear, pointing you in the direction your soul needs to go. And when you start to pay attention, it's as if the pieces that previously seemed disconnected start to fit together perfectly. Imagine your life as a big jigsaw puzzle. Much of the time you only see a few loose pieces, without much idea of how they connect. But as you progress on your journey and become more aware of the synchronicities, the bigger picture begins to form. What once seemed chaotic now starts to make sense. Every event, every encounter, every challenge faced, everything reveals itself as part of an intricate web that was being woven all along. And there's something incredibly powerful about that recognition. When you understand that these events are not random, but manifestations of a destiny that you yourself are co-creating with the universe, your perspective changes. You stop feeling at the mercy of circumstances and start to realize that, with every choice, every step, you are collaborating with the universe to design your story. Synchronicity is therefore a dialogue between you and the cosmos, where you both work in harmony to fulfill your purpose. The most fascinating thing is that, once you start paying attention to these synchronicities, they become more frequent. Not because the universe is acting differently, but because you have finally fine-tuned your perception to see them. What seemed like coincidence is now recognized as destiny in action. And when the pieces fit together, you begin to see that even the challenges you faced were part of this alignment, preparing you for what is to come. So it becomes clearer that obstacles are part of a deep preparation, tests that the universe puts in your way to make sure you're ready for the next step. When we talk about destiny and synchronicities, it's easy to be enchanted by the beauty of the pieces falling into place, of the universe working in our favor. But what we often forget is that, in order for these changes to occur, we are called upon to undergo tests. These challenges are neither chance nor punishment. They are, in fact, invitations from the universe so that we can prove our readiness and strength in the face of the mission that awaits us. And often, the final test is much closer than we realize. These tests come in many forms: situations that test you emotionally, difficult decisions that seem to divide your soul, or even that feeling that everything is falling apart around you. It's common that just when synchronicities begin to appear more frequently, the challenges also intensify. This is no coincidence. The universe is preparing the ground for you to be able to carry the responsibility of the transformation that lies ahead. With each test, you are shaped, polished, becoming stronger and more aligned with your purpose. The big trap here is that as you face these obstacles, you may ask yourself, is this really what I should be doing? Why has everything suddenly become so difficult? It's natural to feel doubts. The path of the chosen ones has never been easy, and it is in the most challenging moments that your faith, in yourself, in the universe, and in the greater purpose, is put to the test. Tests are exactly that: an opportunity to reconnect with your inner strength and prove that you are ready to move forward, no matter what happens around you. The truth is that these tests are like portals. They mark the end of one phase and the beginning of another. Overcoming a test means that you are ready to access a new level of consciousness and spiritual responsibility. But to pass through these portals, you need to make choices. Not easy choices. Often, what you'll need to let go of in the process are old patterns of behavior, relationships that no longer resonate with your new vibration, or even limiting beliefs that keep your energy stuck in the past. The final test requires detachment, courage, and unwavering trust in what lies ahead. However, as you pass through these portals, something profound changes within you. The universe never puts a test in your path without good reason. It challenges you because it knows you can take it. And more than that, it trusts that by overcoming these challenges, you will become the highest version of yourself, ready to fulfill your destiny with integrity and clarity. When the test is overcome, you not only receive the reward of the experience gained, but you feel in your soul that everything is moving towards what really matters. Overcoming the challenges along the way, especially the final test, is one of the most powerful ways to grow. But in order to move forward, it's not enough just to endure or get past the obstacles. You have to align yourself with something bigger, the frequency of the signal that the universe is sending out. When we talk about frequency, we're talking about the vibration you emanate and receive. Everything in the universe is energy, and this energy vibrates at different levels. The higher your vibration, the closer you get to the answers, opportunities, and purpose that are waiting for you. The signal the universe is sending you, the one you've been looking for, vibrates at a high frequency, aligned with your higher self. And to pick up this message clearly, your own vibration needs to rise. Think of yourself as an antenna. If you are tuned into a lower frequency, one of fear, doubt, or attachment to the past, you will hardly be able to pick up the more subtle, higher signals that are being sent out. However, by raising your energy, you open a direct channel to universal wisdom. What once seemed confusing or distant suddenly becomes clear and palpable. Raising your frequency is not a complex process, but it does require intention. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through the practice of meditation. By silencing your mind, you allow your energy to harmonize with the natural rhythm of the universe. Meditating daily, even for a few minutes, is like adjusting the dial on your inner antenna. You begin to notice that your mind becomes calmer, your thoughts more organized, and your perception sharper. Intuition, which was perhaps distant before, becomes a precise compass, guiding you towards your mission. In addition to meditation, your emotions play a fundamental role in raising your vibration. Emotions such as gratitude, compassion, and love have an extremely high frequency. By cultivating these feelings, you not only improve your relationship with the world around you, but you also align yourself with the purest vibrations in the universe. A heart full of gratitude, for example, is like a light that shines in all directions, attracting more synchronicities, more opportunities, and more clear signs. Small changes in attitude can make a profound difference. Instead of focusing on what you lack, start recognizing what you already have. Instead of bemoaning challenges, see them as teachers. Finally, aligning with the signal frequency also involves taking care of your body and your environment. The body is the temple where your energy lives, and just as an antenna needs to be clean to work properly, your body also needs to be in harmony. This means taking care of your diet, moving consciously, and seeking out environments that raise your vibration. Places full of nature, music that soothes the soul, and positive interactions with the people around you are simple but powerful ways of raising your energy. When you align yourself in this way, you start to notice that the signal is getting clearer and clearer, and the transformation you've been waiting for is already well underway. As much as we feel, on some deep level, that something needs to change, it's common to resist this transformation. We often cling to the familiar, the comfortable, even when we know that the new is inevitable. But there comes a time when this change is no longer a choice. It becomes a necessity, something that needs to happen so that you can continue on your journey of growth. And the curious thing is that, even without realizing it, you've been preparing for this transformation for a long time. Everything you've experienced so far, the challenges you've faced, the signs you've received, have been preparing the ground for this change. The truth is that resistance to change usually stems from fear. Fear of losing control, of not knowing what comes next, of giving up something that, although it is no longer enough, still brings a sense of security. But the big lesson here is that change is not something to be feared. It is the key that opens the door to a new phase in your life. When you stop resisting and accept this transformation as a natural part of your path, you realize that what you've been avoiding is actually the answer you've been waiting for. This change, which you may have avoided for so long, is inevitable because it is part of your purpose. Everything is moving towards aligning you with what the universe expects of you. This transformation may involve letting go of people, situations, or behaviors that no longer serve your growth. Sometimes change requires you to say goodbye to something that was important up until then, but which is now blocking the way to what really matters. The process can be painful at first, but as you move forward, you'll realize that the weight you were carrying was greater than you imagined. And that's exactly when you start to realize how much you were limiting your own potential by clinging to the old. Life, like energy, is always in motion. Nothing remains static, and when you try to force immobility, you're putting yourself in a cycle of stagnation. But when you accept the natural flow of change, you discover new possibilities, new horizons. What seemed impossible begins to unfold before your eyes, and what was once uncertainty becomes a clear and illuminated path. The universe always leads you to where you need to be, even if the process of change sometimes seems turbulent. If you can trust and flow with the new directions that emerge, you'll realize that resistance was only delaying the inevitable. And now that transformation is approaching, the next step will be even more powerful. You will understand that this change is just the beginning of a new stage. It's the start of something bigger, a journey that only fully unfolds when you decide to embrace your chosen role and follow the call that guides you to your ultimate purpose. The time has come to look inwards and recognize the truth that has always been in your heart. You have been chosen, and not by chance. From the very beginning of your journey, the signs, challenges, and transformations were preparing you for something greater, something that perhaps you are only just beginning to fully understand. The universe, in all its wisdom, has led you here because it believes in your potential for transformation, not just in your life, but in the lives of those who cross your path, and more broadly, in the world around you. Accepting that you have been chosen is, first and foremost, accepting your responsibility. It's not about carrying a burden, but realizing that you have an essential role to play. Your every action, your every choice, your every word can have an impact far beyond what you imagine. And this mission is something deeply personal and unique. No one else can fulfill what has been set aside for you. Your gift, your experiences, your life lessons. All of this has been carefully aligned so that you can be prepared for the great transformation that is now underway. But accepting this mission is not just a mental act, it is an act of spiritual courage. It's saying yes to the call of the universe, even when the path seems uncertain, even when you don't yet have all the answers. It's trusting that the universe doesn't choose for no reason, and that in choosing you, it also gives you the tools you need to fulfill what you've been assigned. You are not alone on this journey. With every step you take, with every decision you make in alignment with your purpose, more doors open and more clarity emerges. The impact you can make by accepting this mission is unimaginable. By raising your own frequency, by living according to your purpose, you directly influence the people around you. The world needs this change, this light that you carry. In times of uncertainty, it is the awakening of individuals like you that brings hope and transformation. Like a stone thrown into a pond, your actions and energy create waves that reverberate far beyond the initial point of impact. The mission you accept today has the power to change destinies, to create new realities. And now, with the sign revealed, the universe has handed you the keys. What will you do with this power? The journey continues, and this is just the beginning of a new chapter. By embracing your mission, you become an active part of creating a future that is more aligned, more vibrant, and more connected to the forces that govern the cosmos. The call has been made, and the awakening is inevitable. Now it's up to you to take the next step, the step of accepting, transforming, and above all, allowing yourself to shine in your mission. The world is ready for the change you were designed to bring about. Now that you have recognized the signs, understood that transformation is inevitable, and accepted that your mission lies before you, there is no turning back. The universe has already chosen you, and what you do from this moment on defines not only your future, but also the impact you will have on the world. This is your call to action, to accept the greatness that is waiting to be manifested within you. The time for hesitation has passed, and the moment to transform your life has begun. Do you feel this force? Do you feel the urgency of this moment? This is the universe inviting you to be the protagonist of your own story. The next step is yours. The journey continues, but what you do from now on can change everything. Every choice you make, every decision you make with purpose, resonates in the cosmos and creates new possibilities. That's the power you hold in your hands. So, if this video resonated with you, if something inside you was touched, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Here, we'll continue this journey together, exploring your potential and discovering how you can transform the world. Leave your like sign to strengthen this message and share in the comments which sign touched you most deeply. I want to know your story, your perception, your awakening. I'm very grateful that you stayed with me until the end. That's already a sign that your soul is ready for the next step. Remember, you are not alone on this journey, and the universe is already by your side, waiting for you to rise and shine. Let's continue on this journey together. Until the next video, be light.